Hey everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in at the Voices podcast. My name is Arafat. Today, I want to talk about yeah. I've been wondering about this for so many times. I know so many people face this problem and they just take it for granted. They don't bother, but it's really, really very draining and serious. Today, when you look at how people behave and what people do, you find that it's not really people are seemingly living other people's lives. I mean, this is the trap. It's one of the traps of people, that hinders them from growing. When people fail to grow, yet they have opportunities. Maybe, for example, I'll give you a simple example. Someone be working, earning maybe 1 million, earning less than maybe 1 million rand francs, or maybe 1,000 US dollars or less than that. But, that is good money to start. But you find this person really trying to live a life of someone else. One of the biggest reasons many people, especially young people, struggle to grow or succeed is because they are too busy trying to live other people's lives instead of focusing on their own path. They chase lifestyles, careers, and even opinions, you see, that don't align with who truly they are. You find someone is really even focusing on other people's opinions or ideas and then thinking that, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. Yet you can do it, by the way. You just need to trust yourself. So there are really there are 4 to 5 things that really cause this problem that, you need to be aware of in 2025. Number one, the social media illusion. For example, many young people see influencers traveling the world, driving luxury cars, and living what looks like a perfect life. Instead of working on their own journey, they become obsessed with copying what these people are doing. This is something very bad. You look at someone on Instagram, Twitter, on TikTok, and YouTube, and you see what they're doing, and you think they're really living that life. Some people are living image life. Fake life. You see the image and you think they're the same people, but they're not the one. They're not the one. Some people are driving cars of their parents. Some people are driving cars of their friends. Some people are driving cars that they've rent outside there in the rentals, and they're just, vibing around with the car. And then you think they own that car. That's not true. They spend money. They don't have. Chasing an image rather than building real wealth, that's what is happening. In the end, they remain stagnant, feeling frustrated and unfulfilled. That's what I'm talking about. You should not chase what you see out there from other people. You should chase your own dream. If something is in your head and you think you want to do that thing, just wake up one day, go and do it. Do it. You can do it. Second, the pressure of family and society. I'm telling you things in 2025 that are going to make you suffer, cause you trouble for yourself if you don't really look very wisely and, change the things the way you do it. The way you do things. You need to change that. In young people pursuing careers, I'm talking about the pressure of family and society. Pursuing careers that their parents or society expect them to follow, look around. How many students have studied law, medicine, not because they love it, but because their families pushed them into it, parents, relatives, friends. And then years later, they find themselves stuck in the job. They don't love it, they don't enjoy it, unable to grow because their hearts were never in it. I know doctors that have turned YouTubers, not because they're good at YouTube for the start, but just because they love it. They love that. Maybe these people would have been, communications officers, or maybe they would have gone to communication, journalism, and these other things. But because their parents forced them to go do medicine or law, they end up doing that. They end up doing that, and yet they didn't like it. They didn't like it for sure. You find someone who was a neurosurgeon. Oh my God! Someone who studied 7 years and another year of maybe 2 or 3 years of residence is having a podcast and dumped away medicine and these other things of playing around people's minds and heads and all that and brain, because they didn't love this profession, they didn't love this career. They were pushed in by parents, friends, relatives, and people who we see as our role models, you know, it's really disturbing to see that happening. Or someone dumps such a career and then goes into farming, becomes an agriculturist. People think, you know, what's wrong with this guy? You know, he dumped away being a doctor. He was a good lawyer. Those people didn't love that. You need to think about that before you do something. Think about, you know, this goes out to parents. Stop forcing your kids to do what you think they're good. It's good for them. These kids know what is good for them. They know what they want. They know what to pursue. They really want. They might not know that for the start, but what I want to tell you is that they have that talent. Everyone has a talent. That's the truth. Everyone has a talent, but the problem comes in when you can't discover that talent. You need to discover the talent, and you can't discover the talent when you have someone behind you who is forcing you to do another thing. I won't say that that is another talent, because someone might see it as a talent, but it's something that you're being pushed in to do, and you don't like it. So that's number 2. Number 3, fear of being different. Success often requires doing things differently, but many young people fear standing out. If their friends are all going in one direction, they feel pressured to follow. Oh my God. I'll give you a simple example. Here in town, more especially in urban areas, you find that in a community where maybe they're living in the rich, a posh area, like maybe they're living in 20 people in that area, all rich and doing well. If one of the kids from that area goes to maybe study from the UK, or goes to study in UK, USA, or maybe Netherlands, maybe some people might go to study abroad. Do you know what happens? You will find that the whole community, the kids are going abroad to study, because of course these are the families that have money I'm talking about. But because one kid from one of the families has decided to go to study abroad, this is going to influence the entire community. Every parent is going to say, no, my kid cannot study in Kigali, you know, has to go to UK. The kid of the other parent went to Netherlands or maybe to France or where. So my kid also has to go abroad. And also these kids themselves, they feel like, no, I can't study in Kigali when my friends, we grew up together around the same community, praying together. They can't go study USA and then they study in Kigali. Yet my parents, they got money, they have it all. So that's really a very big challenging. Feel that pressure to follow what other people are doing that is not your dream, bro. That's not your dream. That's not your career. That's not your talent. I mean, you might go there. Maybe your talent is not into academia or maybe succeeding in your career. Maybe you have a passion in football. You have a passion in, you know, any other talent. You need to pursue it where it's possible. It's not necessarily that you have to follow where other people have gone to do it from, you know, even if it's not what they want, you know. Some might have a talent in music or business, but they give it up because they don't want to be the odd one out. I mean, they don't want to be the odd one out. As a result, their potential remains untapped. That's really, really, really very important. It's really hurting to see your potential being left outside untapped just because you followed what other people are doing. And when you come back here, or when you finish your studies and you feel like you don't like it, you've wasted your time because you're going to go back from scratch. From scratch. I mean, some will not go from scratch. They'll go below scratch. I mean, amazing things. So that's why I'm telling you that you need not to stop that fear of being different. Be different. If it requires to be different, be different. If you feel like you love farming, do modern agriculture. Don't waste your time going to study law or something you don't like. Just go do it. Number 4, living for validation. So many people live for likes, comments, and approval. They base their decisions on what other think other than what truly benefits them. This leads to a cycle of stagnation where they never take risks or make moves that could lead to real progress. You hear that, man? Everyone out there who is listening to me, feeling that whatever you do it for likes, you do it for comments, for approvers. I mean, living for validation. You're just nothing. Just know that you're nothing. If you're living for validation, you're nothing. Just believe it or not. Because whatever you do, you need a like, you need a comment. If you don't get it, you'll be dumped. You dump yourself actually. Because without these things, these are like ingredients for you. Without these things, you can't do anything. You need to see these comments. You need to see people appreciating what you're doing so that you can be pushed. This is like a pusher for you. And that's not something that you can be boasting around with. You need to live, do your thing secretly. Then what should we do? What should we do to solve this problem? So young people need to focus on their strengths, passion, and long-term goals. It's okay to admire others, but trying to be them will only hold you back. You get me? It's not bad. It's not really bad to envision to be like someone you envision to be. Feeling like you want to be like someone else, to admire me, to admire someone else, to admire anyone that you feel you admire their life, the way they live. It's not bad. It's really good. It's cool. But trying to be them will only hold you back. True success comes from being authentic and committing to your own path, no matter how difficult it may seem. That is what I wanted to tell you today. If you really want to grow, focus on your strength, your passion, and push for long-term goals. See you next time. My name is Arafat.